Hey, what is up guys? It is Loot Share here bringing you another loot video, and with this time we're looking more in depth at the brand new Abyssal Beast Slayer creatures. These new Abyssal Beast Slayer creatures are a new mid-tier Slayer creature that were released alongside the new Abyssal Dungeon update. When killed on task, these monsters have a chance to drop the brand new Tier 85 best in slot melee helmet, the Jaws of the Abyss. I took some time and a lot of Slayer points to kill 1000 of these in hopes of getting the new best in slot melee helmet for my melee set. I will cover all loot I received in 1000 kills, as well as the approximate GP per hour that I received. First thing we are taking a look at is the drop table, and we have an assortment of useful items. Taking a look at the GE values of these drops, it is apparent that the majority of the money you will receive from these is from the lucky helmet drop. However, we do have a fairly decent selection of common items that should maintain their values well. 5 of the items in the drop table come out to pure cash. Cash itself, both rune salvages, the Orichalcum salvage, and the Onyx Bolts E. All of those are at their price floor and are currently at ALC value, so those will be at a minimum which you should expect to receive in terms of coin related drops. The herbs that they drop are the same ones that come from Abyssal Lords, just in smaller quantities. Most notably are dwarf weeds for Vaughn bombs, lanthodimes for incense sticks, and toadflax for Ceridome and brews. Granwall spikes also make an appearance here. Granwall spikes are used to make extreme strength potions and are extremely tedious to get through Hunter. Weirdly enough, if you didn't know, you can also use them to make headless arrows, but I don't think anyone actually does that. Abyssal Flesh itself will maintain a solid price as it is lossless damage to use in the melee combat style, so if you're not using them, you're just losing out on free damage. And crystal key prices are fairly well pegged to ALC value of salvage that comes from the crystal chests. Now, let's take a look at the loot itself. I've added to the video the price checker next to the text values. Let me know if you like this change, and I will incorporate it in future videos. And starting out, we have some of the less useful items in the day-to-day. Most of these herbs are not commonly used, or just have other ways to collect a larger amount of them, hence the lower price. With our first 6 items, we are only at a measly 1.5 million gold, but just wait, it only goes up from here. Now, we are starting to get in the items that are worth a bit of GP. These items are very useful in the day-to-day. Dragonstones specifically are the best crafting XP per hour. Coins because coins. And Abyssal Flesh to upgrade the armor spikes for that free damage. With the second screen of loot, this brings us up to 6.8 million GP, and we still have one more to go. Wrapping up the common loot, we have the most expensive of them all. Crystal keys to use on the Prifddinas crystal chest in hopes of getting an extremely rare, honestly it's a very bad piece of armor, but it's worth money because it's rare. We have Granwall spikes, so that way you don't need to waste hundreds of hours farming Granwalls to make 100 overloads. But the most notable thing you'll see here is the 2 rune salvages, Orichalcum salvage, and Onyx bolts. As I mentioned earlier, these are at their price floor and literally cannot drop any lower in price, so at a minimum, that is what you should expect to receive. And with those 4 loots, that makes up 55% of the GP per hour from the common drops here. That makes it a fairly consistent source of cash if you're solely looking for the GP. Wrapping up the last expensive common items rounds out our total to 24.61 million GP. Now, taking a look at everything here, it brings our average GP per kill of common loot to around 25,000 GP per kill, and that's extremely disappointing. These monsters require 105 Slayer to kill, and you will get significantly better GP from a lot of other options. Now, unless somehow the RNG gods have dropped from the heavens above, spanked my little cheeks and called me Sally, and call me they did, I managed to scoop up a Jaws of the Abyss drop and kill 422 of these 1000 kills. Now, just as the Abyssal Lords, drop rates are not released on this item, and I don't believe it's the same drop rate as the Abyssal Scourge, but most of my friends have gotten the helmet within about 1000 kills, so for now I will assume it's around a 1 in 1000 drop rate for the item. Taking a look at the price check trader, the helmet is not going for the 108 million GE value it's currently listed at, but it's trading right around 44 to 45 million gold, so for the purposes of the price checker, we're going to include it at 44 million gold. Now, taking a look at both the common and rare drops, this brings the average GP per kill to a more respectable 69,000
Nice.
gold per kill. This definitely makes the money here a fair bit better than a lot of the other AFK moneymakers. With a good amount of money coming from common drops being at their rock bottoms, you won't expect much of a shift in terms of common GP per hour. Now, the last thing I want to cover is some approximate GP per hours. Keep in mind all of these rates you will see listed are based off of the Jaws of Abyss being priced at 44 million gold and an approximate 1 in 1000 drop rate on task. Like I said, this could be completely wrong, and I will most likely be proven wrong once Jagex releases the official drop rates, but these numbers are purely based off the small sample size I have from 1000 kills. Each of these assume you have around 2 million gold per hour in expensive, and that 2 mil has already been removed from these amounts that you're seeing. Now, depending on your gear, you will be able to get anywhere from 250 to 400 kills per hour, with 400 kills per hour using absolutely maxed gear and using a cannon without anyone else in the room in the Abyssal Dungeon. And I've chosen the numbers here to provide you a solid middle ground. Now, to wrap it all up, what I recommend you killing these creatures. I would recommend killing the Abyssal Beasts for one of two reasons. Number one, you're on task and you're purely hunting for the Jaws of Abyss drop. Number two, you're hunting for elite clues. And this is something I haven't talked about yet. Over my 1,000 kills, I was averaging around 12 to 14 elite clues per hour. Now, I can't emphasize this enough how significant, huge, absolutely massive of an increase this is for the number of elite clues per hour that you could get. Previously, just about a year or so ago, you were only able to get between 4 to 5 elite clues per hour killing shadow creatures. Then the big book came out, and that kind of bumped you up a bit more to around the 7 to 8 mark. So with Abyssal Beast being out and them being the 12 to 14 or so from what I saw is a huge increase in elite clues per hour. And I think you're going to see a lot of clue chasers out here killing these for the elite clues. Now, the main benefit for the Abyssal Beasts will be killing them for elite clues off task, and I don't think you will see people camping these off task for any reason other than farming elite clues. Now, I do anticipate there will be additional updates in the future that are buffing the melee combat style, and I believe the Jaws of Abyss may increase in price as a result of that, but obviously that's all speculation. So, did you like the video? If you did, make sure to like the video. If you want to see more content like this is generally the content that I post is either loot from monsters or loot from clue scrolls. So if that's what you're interested to, make sure you subscribe and hit the bell to be notified when I release new content. I try to upload at least every Thursday and Saturday as I do work a full-time job, so I can't devote a lot of time specifically to this. Leave a comment down below and let me know what your thoughts are on the new Abyssal Beast Slayer creature. Have you gotten any nice drops recently? Thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great day.